Hi, we are NoonaTalk. I'm Zara.
And I'm Sophia, and today we have a special guest with us.
I'm Moishi. Hi, everyone.
Welcome, Oishi. Thank you for joining us. You've read the title. You know what it's about. We're discussing Golden Hour Part 4, ATEEZ's new EP. And so we had to bring on person who was an actual 18. I am an 18, but it has been a process. I won't say I'm a baby teeny anymore, but I am like a teen teeny. Tell us about you. How did you become an 18? How long have you been one?
My K-pop journey in itself did not begin like not too long ago. It started like late 2020, 2021 के start में. But I became an 18 way later. I because of my friend. Even before I was an 18, I was a Jongho fan. So I knew Jongho was like I thought hoga kisi group ka, but like I like his personality, so I just love him. And then I saw him in 80s and I was like, okay, अब तो थोड़ा सा और involve होते हैं चलो. I was
Yeah,
talking to
fun
Sophia.
fact,
Yeah.
She is my army friend in Edmonton, along with
Yeah.
Moima, and we have like our own little K-pop Instagram group where we keep posting like reels and everything about fangirling. And she's going to the BTS concert this year.
Yeah, let's go. Oh my
Exciting.
god. I'm more scared about the post concert depression than the
See,
concert
okay, as
itself.
somebody who goes to a lot of concerts, here's the best hack. The minute you start feeling post concert depression like symptoms, book another concert. I'm not kidding. Like having something to look forward to is the only way to cure the current one.
We will try. We will try. My favorite music video that was like it sealed it. I was like, I am an 18 now. Has to be Deja Vu.
So since you got into it because of Jongo and you were a fan, is he your bias?
Yes. So here's the thing. My K-pop journey is because of my closest friend. I called him Squid. And Squid gave me an option. So if you're very confused, you can have top three, and then you can have a bias wrecker. So I kept the wrecker separate from my top three
Oh,
because, and my bias wrecker is Mingy. And one thing about Mingy, ये मुझे कभी मिल गया reality में मैं इसको मार दूंगी seriously. It's gonna be like I wanna fight every time I see
Tell me
him.
more.
I wanna fight with him. It's just, but and then I do giggle and kick my feet when I see his send offs and he's like, "You're my princess, you're my
oh
baby
my
girl,"
God, yeah, no, for sure. I feel like Mingy and San do that so well.
Really?
and they
Yes.
look into your soul and like, "Oh no, you're pretty." And I'm like, "Okay, stop."
That's
No,
crazy.
hopefully, I'm trying to go watch them in April in Bangkok, and
Oh my
but the
god.
tickets with the send off have sold
Mm-hmm.
out.
Oh.
The VIP ones are still there, but the send off ones have been sold out, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, what if like I don't get to tell Yo Sang to like flex for me? What's the point?
Okay, so I'm not an ATD, y'all. But I have been like following ATEEZ because they have obviously been like a top K-pop group since the beginning. I think the first time I actually like my eyes were raised and I'm like, oh, who this? Was the Wave comeback and like, oh mama way, like okay, let's go.
Oh, mama, we moved the
And
time, let's go. Sorry.
exactly. I also remember this like I don't know which performance this was. This was like MMA or Mama in 2020,
2020,
2021, where they did like
2020,
the Game of Thrones where San was just like
2020.
I know San is abs, but like San was like abs, like with like fur and like some power thing. I think it was like three groups, like Stray Kids, 80s, and another group that I don't remember. They did like a dance off thing, top tier performance. Like you know they're having a fucking ball out there, and it's like it's so fun to watch artists who are like that good at performances. The person who caught my eye is definitely like San and Mingy. I think they really stand out.
No, so I think if you go all the way back to like literally one of our first episodes, even then I said this. I was like, they are great performers. I just wish they had good music. And there is a third group to blame for why 80s title tracks or like the ones that they promoted weren't the ones that like worked for me. I will not name that group. My bias, not that anyone asked, is Hongjung. And similarly, like the way you are about Jongho is the way I was about Hongjung, where I didn't know I could not have named an ATEEZ track, but I knew who Hongjun was because they did a Hello 82 episode way
Yeah.
back when, where they did
Mhm.
makeup for like one of the members of the crew. And Hongjun literally just said, "Oh, is it okay, like if I touch your face?"
Yeah, that was.
And like the bar is in hell because I'm like, wow, man asked for consent. Like currently my record is Yunho, but
Mhm.
like it changes. Like Mingi, I'm so sure that if I ever met Mingi in real life, not fighting, but I'm sure we would be best friends. Like I just feel it. We both have like thug life but princess energy. Let's talk about Golden Hour Part 4. What did we think overall? Were you excited by the concepts? Did you enjoy your first listen? There's only 5 tracks. We'll get into each track individually and give our thoughts. But like overall, as a EP, what did you guys think?
Again, I don't follow ATEEZ, don't know the lore, barely have kept up with the other golden hours. And also, I thought K-pop had trilogies. Like, what's a part for? But yeah, like first of all, wow, it was a EP of 15 minutes. So, great. Like that's literally me trying to get out of bed in the morning. I thought it was good. It was nice. I again don't listen to ATEEZ albums, so I did like enjoy it. And I think it kind of for me it kind of checked boxes of like different moods. I think that's what
Hmm.
they did within a very short period of time, which I think is a great skill.
I'm gonna piss off a lot of people by saying this, but not my favorite. For me, because I've been watching them for a while now, and I feel like उनके जो पिछले कई एल्बम है और या फिर गोल्डन आवर पार्ट 3 या 2 जो भी आया था, it was way better put forward as well. And even like they have 5 tracks, and I think personally like Adrenaline should not have been a title track. I did like the visuals of the MVs, especially Adrenaline ke end mein song. Usually I'm not Songhwa. I respect him. I'm usually not looking at him, but then he came out with a beige suit and like a fur another coat
With
over
the
here with
glasses.
the slutty little glasses, and it was just it did something for me. So I was like, hey, well, like what's going on?
See, the bad marketing thing, I think that's just been a struggle with KQ throughout. That's something I felt with their tracks throughout, like every album. Now that I've especially gotten into them, I feel like they should look at something else instead of
Mhm.
just pushing out the noise music. Also, don't worry, you're not pissing me off because I agree. This is not the best golden hour, not their best work.
Mhm.
But I also agree with Sophia, where like you're right. I think a lot of moods were showcased in a very short period of time, and they sort of, you're right, hit the check marks of like, okay, there has to be an emotional ballad, there has to be like a pop, there has to be this. Like I feel like all of that was done fairly well in a very very contained space. But I was really excited because Adrenaline came out literally on the 6th, and 8th was my half marathon, and I was like, I know what I'm running to.
Mhm.
And it worked well for that. It's, yeah, we'll get more into the tracks and discuss, but I do agree with what you're saying because I definitely think there are better golden hours out there. Not just golden hours, I feel like there are better albums overall. Like this is not maybe their best body of work so far. So
Mhm.
let's get into the first track, which is Ghost. It So Eden is one of their like main producers, writers who's been across every album. Both Mingi and Hongjung are credited for lyrics, which but with the where like they're listed, I'm assuming it's literally just their own raps and nothing else because they're bottom of the tier.
Mm.
What did we think?
I love Ghost. I loved it. It's like even like sometimes 5 seconds in, I still give it a little bit of more chance to like get through it. But no, even 5 seconds in, I was like, this is an AT song. Like you can feel it. So this got me more excited about the entire album. So yeah, I love Ghost. What about you, Sophia?
Yeah, same. Like I again not an ATEEZ listener. I was like, oh my god, this slaps, this is so good. And the outro, like all of it, Ghost. Okay, spoiler, it was my favorite track on the album. Like it was so fun and like so hype and just like I was like dancing. So yeah, it did get me excited for the album. Great opener. Great job.
Very shocking. I don't think this has ever happened in an album review with us before. But same, my favorite song on the album as well. Like
Good
we've never
job.
had that
We
before.
didn't rehearse
Like,
this, guys. This is very organic.
We texted each other before.
let's decide. But no, I loved it. One of my favorite like eras of music is the 1980s. Oh, 80s. A lot of that is synth music, and Ghost features actually a lot of Golden Hour features synth anyway, but like Ghost has heavy synth, which is very moodily done and in an interesting sort of modern take, which I really appreciate. And it was a really good showcase of like the group's vocal tone. Like it wasn't, there was nobody who I would say like in other songs, even something else, or like go back, like I feel like Gorilla has such a strong Jongo vocal. Ghost featured everyone in a really good way without having like a star come out, which is good or bad, like neither ways, but like I enjoyed that. And it felt very like either like, I don't know, is it gaiety music? Does it feel gaiety music?
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
Lol. Okay. Second, Adrenaline, which was the title track. I feel like, Oishi, we do know a little bit of your feelings, but tell us more.
I was just the same. It's like the MV was really good, really well produced. I do like this step where they're just like clawing at their arms, very sexy, very hot. But yeah, it just didn't hit the same, I would say. And I saw a lot of comments and underneath the MV where they were like, "Thank you for giving Yosang more screen time." And I was like, okay, finally somebody said it. Because that's
Mhm.
usually the prerogative with KQ sometimes. But over and all, it's a good song. It's their best song, maybe not. Not for like where they are right now. And but yeah, I was like, not my favorite, but I still support my boys. So
I liked it. Like I really enjoyed the music of it. I feel like because I don't really keep up with the lore and I don't know the lyrics. I didn't really dig into that. But like musically, it was a really fun banger. I personally actually disagree about the title track from listening to it. I do feel like it was, but that's just me, like a good choice for a title track because I think it was yeah, it was really fun. It was really energetic. I think it makes sense why you'd use it for a marathon. And like if it played at the club, I would be like dancing to it. So I think it was like a good, again, maybe not the best, but like a good song on the album.
what
See,
about you?
I again, we have so much like history of me saying this. I am just not an EDM girl. I feel like I've gotten more into like the drops and transitions recently, but that's kind of it. Like that's like 15 seconds. I'm really EDM's just not my vibe, and that's probably why I don't enjoy Adrenaline that much. I mean, it came handy for my marathon, but beyond that, it's not something I would ever reach for. I also I didn't really love the choreography. I felt like it worked
Mhm.
in the MV itself, but like all
Mhm.
the music bank stages and everything, I don't love it. Let's go on to the third track. And I feel like people who've been saying that Adrenaline shouldn't have been the title track might have opinions about this. NASA. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention Adrenaline also had Hongjun and Mingi as listed as writers, which once again, given where they've been listed, feels just like their own rap as opposed to
Mhm.
anything else. But yeah, NASA. What did you think, Oishi?
I feel like NASA should have been the title track.
What? So shocked. I'm so stunned by this.
Because it fits overall better. The edits that are coming out that are done by thousands of 18s around the world are sitting better like with NASA's beat and NASA overall. I think it was Music Bank, and I watched the performance. They did NASA first and then Adrenaline. So, and I was like, I was vibing through NASA. Then when it got to Adrenaline, I was like, but still, I believe that could have even NASA could have been a really like better choice for a title track.
I have a controversial opinion.
Go
Ooh.
I
ahead.
I think when I heard NASA, I loved again the music on it, like instrumentally top tier elite best track. I hated the vocal and the rap on it. Like for me it did not work with the music at all. Like, you sometimes it's like clashing, sometimes it could be different, but for me it felt like this very big dissonance between like what was going on vocally and what was going on sonically. And that kind of put me off. So like the parts that were just like musical, I was like, yeah, dancing, vibing. And then when they were like singing or rapping, I was like, okay, kuch aur karo.
Sorry, I was saying I hated the fucking lyrics. Eyes on the ball, no pasta. Like, does it mean something else? Like, is it the like ice on my teeth? I'm a nice guy.
Maybe,
Ice on my
maybe.
wrist. Sorry.
Maybe
Is
it's
it
like
is it some thug life lyrics that I just don't get?
it's like focus on the goal and work towards it and don't like take time off to eat pasta. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
but the way
giving.
it was delivered, it
It's
sounded
giving
like,
like knees weak, arms are heavy. I
yeah,
don't. There's
yeah.
mom
But it's
Yeah,
spaghetti.
giving, you guys, it's giving when Super Junior did Mamacita, right? And they were like, close your lips, shut your tongue. Like, yeah. It's giving that in a way. And I love that
I
part
can't
of
even
K
remember
pop.
the
I
name of the
didn't
song.
miss it.
but yeah, like to Oishi's point, I think that is a fun part of K-pop where they're just like English is
Random words.
nonsense, like screw the colonizer language, kuch bhi bolo.
They weren't even colonized by the British.
Okay, fine. It's for us.
I know, yeah. It's for us. It's a fun thing, but like, I think these sort of things take me out of the vibe. Like, but NASA's MV, I mean, I don't think you guys have seen it. I strongly recommend you watch it because it is a lot better than Adrenaline. And not that Adrenaline is a bad MV, but like NASA's so good. On the Road. On the Road was our like emotional ballad of the track of the album.
And I am a sucker for like the K-pop emotional romantic ballads. They were sitting down and just singing, and I've listened to like a couple of times because usually I don't until like a week later. I don't know, my brain works weirdly. But this was the actual song after Ghost, I think. I was like, oh yeah, this is the song I could listen to on the daily. Then they did a pretty good job. But then I feel like does feel a little bit cramped with all of the moods in the same album, but kudos to them for just throwing it in there and fitting it in the album. As a Jongho fan, I just like to sit there and watch my baby sing.
Like as someone who has listened to hundreds of K-pop five song EPs, I knew it. I knew it was coming. Like you go banger, 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 sad, sad, sad. That is. So I knew it. But unlike Oishi, I'm not a sucker for the slow ballad. Like रोना है तो अपने bathroom में जाके रो. Like don't tell me about it. Sorry, I'm mean like that. But yeah, so it was good. It was good. Like it wasn't bad. They obviously have great singing voices. That is like 100% true. But I don't care for it personally. And again, like unless it does sonically something very interesting, like give me some like flute, give me some orchestra, give me something more than just beautiful voices. And then if it's like beautiful voices, then do something like do a whistle note. Sorry, I don't want to put the bar up too high. But for me, if a ballad is just a ballad and it's not very interesting, then I can't listen to it.
Okay, fair. As somebody who's been in army for 5.5 years, I have been thoroughly exposed to emotional porn. Like I'm good. मैंने देख लिया तुम्हारा struggle. Like, and honestly, at this point, I've reached a like in my life, I'm like, I can't take rich men crying about struggle seriously. This entire song, I get that it's about that whole journey and like how it's been hard and everything. It's not now. Like you're literally flying to Paris Fashion Week. Like, calm down. Like it's okay. I don't know. Like to me, it just feels very not disingenuous, but it comes off like, oh, you're trying too hard to be relatable, like very Amy Schumer, where she was like, oh, I'm just one of you, but you're not one of us. And it's okay to not be one of us. A lot of us actually are fans of you because you're not one of us. And there's a lot of other ways to be relatable. And I just don't know if this track or this path going forward for K-pop boys or K-pop music as a whole should be the avenue to continue being explored, especially now that it's become so mainstream. And it felt okay. I personally enjoyed the musical aspect of it because it was very pop rock, and pop rock is very like what I enjoy. You can't give me four EDM tracks and then one pop rock in the middle. Okay, last song, Choose, which while they released it as a part of the album, was a song that was available beforehand. Like
Mhm.
not a pre-release track necessarily, but like it was there outside. It's just been added to this album. What did you guys think?
Um, I think Choose was giving kind of like you're watching a K drama and then कुछ हो रहा है, you're too focused on the screen and suddenly पीछे से कुछ बज रहा है. And then you're curious about it. And then if you're like me, I'm like, अच्छा बाद में जाके हम playlist check करेंगे वहाँ पे क्या है, and then we'll figure it out.
Is the
But
Stay With Me with of Chanyol from
right,
Goblin?
yeah, it was giving very much that, and I couldn't. I was. It felt very out of place to me, even though like on the road was like a bit of like a forced addition to the whole thing. Choose felt even more out of place to me.
Mm.
Like it's like dancing, 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 and then flatline. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's okay. It's a good like softer, not EDM. It's not EDM. It's a more softer
Soft hip hop track.
hip hop. Yeah.
it's soft. It's gentle pop.
Like I wasn't like offended because by now I'm used to this album being a paced album. So now I'm not like ro kyun rahe ho? but but yeah, yeah. To Oishi's point, it was just like it was okay. It wasn't like great. It wasn't awful. It was just there, and like I read about the fan thing later. So then I was like questioning, like, I mean, I guess I'll add that into my final album thoughts, but it's just like, yahan kyun dala? Like, like, but you didn't have enough songs, so you just like pushed it, or what was the purpose? What's the plan?
I think the purpose is monetization,
Hmm.
because if you add it to an album and then people buy the
No,
album and buy the track, then
yeah.
it'll make money, and that's the point.
What is the
I
artistic purpose? That was my question.
okay. Okay. I think On the Road could have been scrapped or could have been done in a very different way and had been a transitional song, and Choose could have been the ballad emotional song of this EP. I feel like it was three, two and a half, because Ghost is a short and not maybe as high energy, but like two very high energy songs, one moody song, and then two extremely emotional songs, and that could have just been reduced down to one. And especially something like Choose, where which we'd already been sort of exposed to, and it wouldn't feel like so like huh, ye kahan se aaya, as opposed to having one sad song about our journey and another song about like thank you for being with us on our journey. Like one is enough. Like there's too many things now. But it was nice. It's nice to have like, I don't know, sincerity. I don't know. Like I said, I just can't take rich men seriously when they talk about struggles. But it was nice. I really enjoyed, like, Jungkook's voice slaps, beautifully done. Sun and Woo-young, their harmony was so phenomenal. I feel like I can't talk about a song without mentioning Hong Jung being beautiful. And Koizi, we are now done with all the tracks. That was such a short album. This has nothing to do with anything about this album, but
Okay.
I have been thinking about it ever since Oishi said this, where you were like, "Oh, my eyes don't go to Songhua," and that is crazy pants for you to say out loud. I cannot believe anybody could like Songhua. Like, he's not my bias. He's not my record. He's not even my top. He is so beautiful. Like I
I
remember being
know.
watching some like ATEEZ members ranked by their like popularity video, like a short on YouTube, maybe 2 years ago. Um, and I in my mind, Songhua had to be number two at least, and he was like six.
No, I get
And
it.
No,
what?
let me
Yeah, because
explain. Okay, let me explain.
he's like beautiful, but in a background lesbian way.
And
No,
isn't that
no,
enough?
no, 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 not even
Joy
that.
from Red Velvet. Like we're not looking at Joy. She's beautiful, but we're not looking at her.
No, he's like Momo from Twice. You
No,
are looking at Momo.
no.
Here's the thing. Because I said it because I look at Songhua respectfully. Because to me, because like my friends have ingrained this in my brain, so like Songhua is mother, Songhua is mother. he's giving mother every single video, and I'm like, I look at him
Did they
respectfully.
watch the Lemon Drop MV?
I did, okay.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost bought that photo card, and the fact that I didn't I think about that every day. Man, I can't believe like the most alarming thing that you have said in this entire episode is that sentence. Like I'm like, baki sab kuch on one side, like adrenaline nahi
No,
pasand
because
hai, whatever, who cares?
I'm
Oh,
not
on Nuna Talk.
So I want to actually ask you guys, because you've listened to Golden Hour Part 1, 2, and 3. So I'm questioning, could this not have just been a part of like some of the other parts and then not have to be? Because it literally feels like bache kuche gaane saath mein dal do. And while yes, 2 3 great bangers on there, it's like art again. What is the artistic purpose of this? And then if they're gonna make, but or is it like, is every part kind of structured similarly with like banger banger soft soft banger banger soft soft? So when they make the final deluxe full album, it's like kind of, it makes more sense. Like you know how sometimes the EPs don't make sense, but when you make the full album, it makes sense in there. Because for me, it was like if you're going to make 4 parts, then you could actually um, divide it genre or mood wise, as opposed to every one of them having a bit of
The
everything. I know
same
like that's
pattern.
this, yeah, that's the standard K-pop vibe, but like it didn't have to be that.
Artistically, I don't know what their thought process was. It's very hard for me to gauge that because like I agree with what you're saying. It was the same pattern in all the golden hours, and in your fantasy also had a very similar like vibe to it as a whole. So I think they've stuck to the same format for the last couple of EPs. And the deluxe will have, I don't think all the songs are going to make the cut for the deluxe. I think some will get X'd because I don't think we're going to have like longer than a 1920 song album. And we have 20, over 20 songs in all the golden hours. So I don't think we're going to see every one of them in the final deluxe. From a management point of view, it's for money because they're all getting enlistment aged. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to get some random album in the middle right now, which isn't going to be Golden Hour related. They're going to go away, and then we're going to get a Golden Hour revival, like deluxe, while they're gone. Where it's like, oh hey, remember ATEEZ? Here's like you can get all the golden hours in one album. Like that's what I think is going to happen. Like there's
Mhm.
going to be like a mega, like how Proof happened, right? Like Proof was released, so with all the same songs and like whatever, some unreleased, one CD of unreleased, but it was just done in an attempt to like keep you entertained while they were gone. And I think that this is being done in that way, but that's just like a management business perspective of it.
I do agree with Zara. It's purely basically for capitalism, for them to have as many albums as they can, because I when I first got into 80s, I think I bought the Golden Hour album as well, and I remember there being the Golden Hour itself, they had a bigger album, and then they had member specific versions. That's the
Hmm.
same thing. It's just the photo books are more themed towards the members. So I believe they did that for one, all part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. And by that, it's like if you are an avid collector, you, like my friend, they have
That's
the
nine
entire
albums,
discography.
that's nine versions of each thing
Yeah.
minimum, because you have
And
OT8 and each
mhm,
member, and OT8 has different versions as well.
versions as well, yeah, so they keep buying over and over again, so that makes KQ more money, I guess. Before they're trying to like squeeze out all of ATEEZ's talent before they leave for enlistment, I guess. एंड उसमें कुछ भी डाल दो, गाने जो बचे कुचे हैं वो क्यों वेस्ट करें, हम उसमें भी डाल देंगे, कोई नहीं. It's like,
Like
yeah.
paise to banna hai at the end of the day, and I guess this is the easy way to do it. And until I started becoming more actively involved in 80s, I didn't know that there were member specific albums that you could get, because up till now I was a hype girl, and hype just had Bangtan and TXT, and they didn't have member specific albums.
17 does that, I think.
One of my, I think like in my top 3 songs of all time for 80s, one of them is from Golden Hour Part 2, which is why like I think I rank it so high. And I feel like if you're somebody who enjoys heavy energy songs, this is the EP for you. But maybe not the EP actually. I feel like there's something for everyone in this EP. Like if they've really sort of catered to different diverse audiences in like 5 tracks, which is crazy. But I don't know if the EP as a whole is cohesive and like a good body of work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It doesn't go seamlessly, like transition through the
Yeah.
songs. It doesn't make sense in my head either. So
It wasn't made for that, like seamless listening. And maybe it's just like, oh, I want a fun 80s song for my workout playlist and like a
Hmm.
emo 80s song for when I'm like missing them, like that kind of like just pick and choose.
mhm.
And having said all of what I said about adrenaline, the honestly, this is just because of my bias, but the Hongjoon version that he's done, the DJ set that he did, the boiler room set,
It was
I
really
again, I have said it so many times. I'm not an EDM girl. Somehow that slaps.
Yeah,
It
like
slaps so
I
much.
saw that on like Zara's story and I was like, she's like, oh, that's Hongjoon. I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. That was so sick.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Oishi. It was so great to hear, have another 18 on board and have like a different opinion, even though technically we all had the same opinion. And I don't know if you guys who are listening or watching know this, but Sophia doesn't listen to 80s. We will be back in exactly 2 weeks with a surprising episode. Until then, I was Zara.
I was Sophia.
and I was Oishi.
We'll see you
Bye.
next time. Bye.
Bye.